D.W. Bossy Boots is the most accurate title of any episode of Arthur. I read this title before watching it and I just thought, yeah, that sums her up pretty perfectly. This is the second segment of the 7th episode of the 10th season, and it's all about D.W. learning that she's actually quite nasty to other children and very bossy, and thinks that her way is always the right way. This is obviously a really important message for young children to learn, but I think at any age, it's really important for us to always be reminded, or at least occasionally be reminded, that sometimes we may think more about our own opinion than other people's opinions. And I think that's a natural human response because we're obviously all generally absorbed in our own self because, I think that's a basic survival instinct. Our own needs come first most of the time, unless you're, a parent with a child or whatever. But I think it's an important lesson at any age. And it actually starts off really brilliantly. D.W. and her mother are shopping for a present for Emily's birthday, and she buys her this brilliant Marie Antoinette doll, which for Emily is the perfect present. And I just loved the concept of this Marie Antoinette doll. It looked great. And when they get to the party, and when they finally get round to opening presents, which D.W. was disgruntled to find was activity number like 50 or something on the party's itinerary, she handed Emily the present, but then snatched it back and tore open the paper for her because she thought Emily was not very good at opening presents. And then she opened the box and started to show Emily how the doll worked. It had like a string you pull when it talks and things. And other children, when D.W. sees if they want to come out to play in the days that follow this incident, other children begin to make up excuses for why they can't come out to play with her. And she slowly begins to realise that maybe she's not the nicest person, and people kind of help her to realise this, not necessarily in a nasty way. Nobody ever says, to her face at least, "Hey D.W., you're bossy, we hate you." And to be honest, I don't think it's the case that the other children hate her. I just think they don't like how she makes them feel. And there's this wonderful sequence where we have about 50 DWs on the screen, and she's in different outfits that she's worn in different episodes. I just thought it was wonderful and it looked great. And it was basically proving that she was her own worst enemy. And she has to slowly learn, well, I say slowly, quite quickly learn that she's not always right about everything, her way is not always the right way, and that other people's opinions matter too. And I think it's beautifully told. It's a very well developed narrative. It's got quite a lot happening, and I like the structure of the narrative. The pacing's really great, and I do like the fact that the message is very clear and something that all of us can benefit from being reminded every now and then. Definitely a really solid quality episode.